非常难受。 Page, and I'm on it.
My eyebrows good?
I have got a group of clowns for you tonight. So we've had to make some switches. Unexpectedly, we lost Howie. He was going to be on the show, but it's okay. We got a great crew right here for you. I'll introduce them for you. Right up from the beginning, we'll start with Mackie. Mackie, how are you doing from the Wild? What's going on with you tonight?
I'm alright. I'm a last second edition, even though I'm better than Howie in every aspect, but it's okay.
Dang. Coming with that fire right away. Also, we have Andrews24. How you doing? New to the show?
Good, again, also a last second edition, but I've done some Banana League shows in the past, so, maybe that'll help me here, but probably not, because, Banana League.
Yes, exactly. Also on the show, a face people probably recognize, and that is Ristolainen.
Hello.
That's it? That's all you got? Hello?
I'm back, I guess.
Where are the jerseys?
They're in my room. Room.
The people want the jerseys. And
I got your Hartford jersey.
Yes, very nice. And also back by popular demand, the females demanded it. We've got JC Enterprise.
Ooh. Just wanted to say, I should get my AGM tag back today, but Risto is being a douche about it.
Hurtful.
I'm thinking I'm on the block.
All right, so here we go. we're going to start it off with our first topic of the night. I want to talk a little bit about the San Antonio Rampage. Currently 9-1 on the season, or 9-1 in the last 10 games. Pretty hot right now. Should we consider them a contender or a pretender for the fact that they're in the weaker Western Central Division? So are they contender or pretender? What do you think there, Risto?
I'm going to say pretenders. And reason being is, wow, look at all those reactions.
It's because of my team. I get it.
Nah, even with that division being weaker, I don't see them as like a super strong point, especially coming out of that in the playoffs. Even if they did make it out of their side, I don't think they have a chance against the other side of the bracket.
See, I don't think that's a valid argument because my team was literally in the weakest division in the whole league last season, and we went all the way to the Calder.
Yeah, but then again, Karuch is ahead of you right now, so we got to think about that.
Let's just pump those brakes.
Well, he is true. He's right. He is ahead of you. Has been most of the season, right? So.
Don't remind me.
Yeah.
I think they are 100% contenders. I had the personal experience of playing against them with our best line, and it didn't go so well.
So you're solidly on the bandwagon, is what you're saying.
I am on top of that bandwagon.
I
think they're going to ride out Mackey, and they're going to beat him in like what first round.
I'm just saying, since doing a certain trade, I have like 23 points in 2 weeks. That's all I'm saying.
What is the certain trade that you're speaking of?
I'm just saying I'm on left wing now, and life is good.
Oh, okay. I think there's definitely you can figure that out on your own. Andrews 24. What do you think? Contender?
San Antonio?
Contender or pretender?
Right now, I would have to say pretender. That could easily change in the next week or so. But based on, some statistics here, while they have won games, which is obviously important, their goals for and goals against split is not that high. I mean, at 115 goals for, 94 against. Some of the better teams are at like 140, 150 goals for, and it just seems like they're riding their goaltending and defense a little too hard. Now, if they can get that offense pumped up and going more consistently, I think they can contend. But as of right now, winning games will only last so long if you can't produce offense.
That's a good point. That's a good point, definitely. If you're just eking out 1-goal wins all the time, it's that's a tough situation to be in.
Also,
you're not a
as
threat,
a side
that's
note,
for sure. Mackie, did you speak on this? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Andrews.
I was just gonna say, as a final note, I'll leave the player unnamed, but I did play some late night, club games with a guy who's on that roster, and he claimed that they were terrible and their record was undeserved. And this is a guy that's on their team, so I don't know if they've got some locker room problems or something, but he claimed that also that their defense was carrying them and that they couldn't score. So just a little.
I appreciate.
Sounds like
that
a regular
of...
old Draymond Green there.
I appreciate that little insight. That's nice. But Mackie, did you speak on this already or no?
Sort of. It's interesting that they say they're riding their defense, because I look at their defense and I see Devil's Night, Motown, Kabrick, and ATS is kind of he's okay. And that's it. There's only like 3 defensemen, and 2 of them are on the same line. So if they're riding anything, I'd say it's probably PHJ and their other goalie, who's starting over PHJ, who's I don't even know who that is.
Okay. So I think the consensus is that they are a pretender right now. But I guess if they have another week like this, maybe that changes some opinions, right?
Maybe.
All right. The gauntlet has been thrown down, San Antonio. Moving on to topic number 2. I'm looking for everyone's mid-season pick for the Calder. Who do you think is going to win the Calder right now? Let's start with Andrews. Andrews, who you liking right now?
I'm not too sure. I'd like to hear some other people go, and then I'll give some input. I'm the guy that likes to stir the pot a little bit, so I want to hear what other people have to say.
All right, so Andrews is going to stand behind someone and throw some rocks. Who wants to throw the first rock?
I don't want to jinx this team because it's full of a lot of people I know. but I think the Slackton Heat,
Okay.
is a pretty good choice for the Calder at this point. I mean, they do have some weak spots, maybe one or two players that need to hit the trails or even just make a suicide third line, but Slackton all the way.
I'll tell you where the weakness isn't in. The TC. Oh, yeah.
Darren's getting that free banner.
Listen, I'm all about that. I don't care.
No, I think they're really good. I like getting Dr. D at 1 million in the AHL bidding. I don't even understand.
JC, while you're fixing your hair there, who do you got for the midseason?
I'm gonna have to give some respect to them Belleville Senators.
Oh, you're high.
Seeing as they just beat our first line this week as well.
I'm seeing a trend here. A lot of people beat your first line. I don't think that's a good thing.
It's because JC's on there right now, and it needs a change.
We're on there. Mind that who were in that game.
I was not. Yeah, I was actually. You should have seen it though.
There's your second problem. Risto's on your first line.
That's false.
But I'm pretty sure they have they have the most wins in the league. They're also led by Night Owl, who's a very good defenseman.
Right.
I think they still have Letang unless they traded him recently. I don't know. But I mean, look at their roster real quick. Like all their management is good. Shifty Tip is good. Get Muted's good as a defenseman. America. Like, they have like very good defensemen. I think if you put them into a game, they're just going to lock it down. Especially like a Game 7 scenario. I mean, if they need to get a must-win, they'll be able to lock it down. So I think personally, come playoff time, they're going to be super hard to score against.
All right. Andrews, are you comfortable going now? There's been 2.
Yeah, I think so.
What you got?
So, because, like I said, I like to stir the pot, I'm going to go with who's currently leading in points, the Charlotte Checkers.
Okay.
They've had consistency. They give up some goals here and there, but, you know, I play defense. I'm normally a guy who says defense wins championships, but I think in this year's game, offense is the way to go. I think their offense has shown it can produce. It's produced pretty consistently, and they're sitting at the top of the standings right now, and I don't see a reason for that to change down the line. And I'm going to throw a little bit I guess I'm going to throw some rocks now at Stockton.
Damn.
So I'm going to use my team as an example. So we had a line that had been struggling to score more than 1 goal all season. We got 1 player, and either that made our line that much better, or Stockton's not as good as they seem, because they blew a 3-0 lead. Cleveland. 3-0 lead going into the third period and lost to us in overtime, 4-3. And I'm on Milwaukee, and for those of you who don't know, up until this week, we had been a train wreck. And that game solidified our team as, righting the ship. But to see a team of that caliber blow a 3-0 lead with their top line arguably out there, to me, that's just not a good sign, especially at the end of the week.
All right, that's good perspective, and definitely I did notice Milwaukee looking good this week. Good comeback for you guys. Hopefully you can keep going in that direction. We'll see how that plays out. Risto.
All right, so I'm actually going to go with Belleville. I know it's crazy as I was contradicting JC's decision there, but after thinking it over, this is what I'm thinking of. This is why. So we played their, I don't know what line that was that we played. It was Slapshot and Bell and Corey maybe. And then it was Muted and the other guy. And then their goalie, Bozier probably. I don't know if that was the right game or not. Maybe not. But they played the game the right way. They didn't beat us in time attack that I know of. We had some good chances in the offensive zone. Their goalie was super solid, and they played the game right. They played to the tips. Obviously, it's one of the strong points. If you can do tips right, a lot of goals are going to go in because it's damn near impossible for a goalie to stop a tip, it seems like, even with the trade on. So just because of that, they play the game right. They're going to get lucky a few times in playoffs, and it's going to go in their favor. I think that's how I see it.
Risto with the strong flip-flop. I like that. Got a future in politics for you, son. That's great. I just also noticed that I am a complete fucking idiot, and I cannot do anything with technology. I've got a static image of myself there. I look like a complete fucking goof in the stream. Sorry. I will get a good stream one of these days. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm old and I'm stupid and I need help. Please, somebody
I'm
save
looking
me.
at it right now. It's just like a dead face.
What a
Look,
fucking
I took a
goof.
picture. Just threw it up.
What did I
What
say
a
before? I
fucking
said
goof.
something was gonna happen and it wouldn't work, and you were like, "Nah, I'm happy with it."
What a dumb shit I am.
Shut
Anyways,
up. Listen to us.
enough
one-
about me. Let's move on to our third topic. Oh, wait, you got something, JC? You want to
JC
tell me I'm
wants
a
to end
retard?
on.
I was Hunter Andrews over there. The only problem with Charlotte is that their general manager is a puss.
Wow.
You want to
Confirmed.
elaborate on that?
There's no need to elaborate, sir. You
That's-
just need to check LG.
That's unnecessary low blow there, boys. All right, topic number 3.
I didn't do it.
I'm moving on to a topic that came up this week. Actually, Risto contacted me and asked me, Notorious, what do you know about awards and All-Star Game this year? And I quickly told him, I don't know fuck all about it. Truth is, I am not involved. I don't know anything. So I started reaching out. Risto reached out, and I guess together we kind of found out, looks like Mr. Dunks from the Stockton Heat is going to be heading that up. Looks like he's going to be taking care of awards. But we don't really know about the All-Star Game yet. So what do you guys think? Should there be an All-Star Game? Should there not? Do we just name guys? How do we feel about that? Who wants to go first?
Fuck it, I'll take it again. Jeez.
Attaboy!
It's a fire take. All-Star Game is a waste of time. It's last year, like Buck made the All-Star Game and he had 10 wins all season. The game, nobody wants to play it. I think if they actually do an All-Star Game now, with the state of the game, the state of the players and their headsets and where their head is, and the way it's been run the last couple seasons, it'll be an absolute shit show.
So
That's not to say I wouldn't want them to nominate awards like they do for the NBA, like first string defensive player, second string defensive player, stuff like that. But
right, is that the way we go then? Do we ignore the actual playing of the game, which is kind of a novelty? I enjoyed it. The few times I've done it, undeservedly, I enjoyed it, but do we just name a team? What do you got, Andrews? You look like you got something to say.
Well, when you say undeservedly, that's the issue I have, is that I don't want to call it political necessarily, but it becomes a favoritism thing, and the best players don't end up playing in the game, either
Right.
because they don't want to or because they don't have their friends who are high up and in charge of picking players. So you end up with guys who don't deserve to be there, and it's not a true all-star game.
Right.
But I also agree that awards should be handed out. That's just something that has always kind of been done, and I don't see any reason to stop it. But to add a game just for the sake of having one and then call it an all-star game, I don't think you can really do that, because what's the likelihood that we're going to actually have all-stars on the ice?
see, that's the thing. I got picked last season, and they told me who I was playing with, and I was like, oh, I wasn't going to be home that night anyways. I ended up being home that night, and I was still like, I'm still not playing with the troll lineup. That's just a waste of time. I'm just going to get slaughtered. Like, there's no point.
Okay. What about you, Risto? What do you think?
I think that it shouldn't be played, but there's definitely got to be a system out there, some way. There's always gonna be people bitching, so that doesn't matter. There's got to be something to pick names, to give them 5-10 trophy points, something like that. Because no matter what, people are gonna complain. People are gonna get the award when they shouldn't be on the All-Star team. There's always at least one player that doesn't deserve it. But don't make it a ton of trophy points so people don't bitch about it. But at least they got it on their profile to boost their ego, whatever, and still have some names there for each division or something like that.
Okay. Another solid take. JC Hot Pants, what's your take on this?
See, I don't see the point in the All-Star game, because mostly, like, the best teams usually have, like, the best lines, and the best lines have the best players, So it's not like you can't sit there and nominate a whole line of players. So one of them. I think it should just be off of, like, the LG ranking. Like, they sit there and, like, you can go click on, like, the hot thing. Just because it takes any, like, the blame goes on LG rather than, who's your best friends, who do you know up there? It just becomes more, okay, what is your rank on an LG website?
Yes. Yep. I'm totally with you on that, JC. I love the idea of it being on somebody else, because when it's on media, when it's on managers, when it's on staff or whoever, everybody shits on it. And you know what? It's not fair to those guys who put in the time and the work to try and make something for people. It's got to be someone's got to take it, and it's got to be LG. So why not the LG system that fucks up anyhow and ranks the daily players and all that is screwed up? Why not do that? Like, just have them do that. It's a good point.
And then the All-Star can just be like a draft. Like, you pick 2 captains, and then they do a draft from there on who they want to add in.
That's the problem now, but sure.
I think the premise of playing an actual game is done. It's over. It's not going to work anymore. As much as I enjoyed meeting a few people and playing with them, it's not a great system. So I think naming a team, first team, second team, or whatever, that's probably the way to go. So we'll see how that develops, and maybe somebody wants to take that on. I don't think Dunks is taking that on. I think he's just handling awards. So we'll be waiting to hear what's coming with that, what's new with that. And just as a side note, for all those who've tuned in, I believe it was week 2 of the show, and we were naming Dunks' dog, he chose Avery. Avery's the name of the dog. So hey, congratulations, Dunks.
Still stand by that. That's the name of a stripper.
It's possible. You know what? You don't know how things will turn out in life. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to our 4th and final topic here. And this is a bit of a touchy one. I had a discussion earlier in the chat box today with C. Silveri, because it's sort of based around the example of what happened with him this week. I don't think he was really happy with me. It's just important to know that I like Silveri. This is not me pointing at him saying this guy is wrong or whatever. This is me using what happened with him this week as an example, and it poses the question. If you refuse to play and you tell your manager, I'm not coming for whatever reason, I don't like that guy, I don't want to play on that line, I got better things to do, whatever it is, if you put in writing you refuse to play to a scheduled game, should you get an automatic ban? Whether it be 1 season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons, is there a ban that comes for that? Or do we just sort of walk away and we do the strike system that we kind of got right now? How do you guys feel about that? Who wants to start there?
I'll take this one. I got this one. All right, so with if I'm correct, in the off season and during the season, refusal to play is 3 season ban with capital. Correct? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
If he's specifically saying, so obviously people can make shit up like, oh, I got work, I can't play. So that's obviously, that might happen. I don't know what Silveri said. If Silveri straight up said, I'm not coming because these guys suck and I don't want to play for your team, he should be banned. That's refusal to play. That's 3 seasons. That's capital. $100 after the end of 3 seasons. There you go. I don't think anybody should be able to work the system like that. And obviously he got traded. Yeah, he got traded. And just because he didn't want to play for them, like, I know a team doesn't want to be out of player.
I think he actually sent me the screenshot today of the conversation. I don't know the exact history of it, but it seems like there was some shit talking going on where people were not happy with each other, and I think it was a frustration thing, like, fucking I'm not coming.
Okay, then yeah, he definitely should have been banned if it was frustration.
I think that's what it was. Maybe I'm understanding it wrong, but this isn't about him. I'm just talking about the situation itself.
Yeah, of course. In general, if you're refusing to play, no matter who the player is, just because you're frustrated with people shit talking or the team's bad, you should definitely be banned. The 3 strike system's in place for no-shows. It's not in place for people telling you they're not going to play because you're bad.
Okay.
I mean, I agree. You sign up to play regardless of whether you want to play with your friends or not. That's not a guarantee. You sign up to play 6v6 hockey. You committed to it. And if you're going to play and you end up on a team that's not good and you've been playing up until this point, you shouldn't just be allowed to say, I hate you guys, I'm done. I think that, though, while I agree that that should result in a ban, I think it brings up almost a bigger issue. And, that's the whole deal with trade requests. So you get 1 per season, but correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not an automatic guarantee that you're going to get traded.
You only get a trade request if you have a multi-season contract. If you have a 1 season, you're just doing what they tell you to do. And I did have a chance to read the message between me and Silveri today. It was about him trying to get 6s going so they could practice, and they kind of shit on him for it and said they didn't want to do it. So that's where his frustration comes from, I guess. But please
You can't
continue,
quit
Andy,
because
sorry.
you're not playing club, though.
I fucking wish.
Anybody else got something to say about that?
Oh, I got fucking tons.
Okay. Do we want to end with you, or do you want to go now?
We can end with me. Yeah, if JC has something, yeah, we can end with me.
All right.
That's cool.
JC's got pussy in his face. Let's go.
First time ever, eh?
Hey, something like that.
Shots fired, bud.
But
Jeez.
first thing, obviously there's like issues. Like obviously, I agree with like the 3-season ban capital. Nobody should sit there and say I don't want to show up for you. You guys are bad. I don't want to play for you. I'm gonna just dip the games. That should be a ban. But I think the only thing I can think of in defense of the player is like if he's sitting there and every time he goes into that party or tries to play with him, they just like immediately talk shit to him, and it's completely a toxic situation. Then
For sure.
the manager should sit there and then have fault at least in trying to schedule them away from playing with them. Like you can't sit there and expect to like a player to sit there and keep playing with people who he genuinely doesn't like.
For sure.
I don't know if that was the situation so vary, but I think that's the only thing I can think of where like if he's getting bullied going into a party with them and they just consistently talk shit to him.
And
I think that's the only there and defend the player.
And if the person talking the shit is the manager, you take a screenshot, you send it into the action center, and you deal with it that way. Certainly.
Oh, is it my turn?
Oh, he's revved up.
Oh,
Pull the pin.
boy.
Hear this.
Pull the pin.
All right. So first things first. I know coming from me, this won't mean jack shit, but players quitting and managers quitting, two different things. Okay. I quit for an hour. It was great. It was a wonderful time. It was great. It was great. It's fantastic. But it's different because obviously managers are harder to replace, especially someone of my stature. Secondly, Silveri could have been banned if they really, really wanted to. They could have banned him on the spot for saying that. Or he just didn't want to. Thirdly, from my understanding, he quit because they got absolutely decimated, and he didn't want to play my team and another team that night, and he just said, "Fuck that, I'm out." Fourthly, Silveri gets chirped a shit ton everywhere because he whines a lot, and I love Silveri. I do. I love Silveri, but fuck, he whines a lot. But yeah, it's just. Yeah, I actually forget everything I was going to say, but
It was too much.
yeah, it was just
Got yourself so worked
Too
up
much
you
fire,
forgot.
you
I got
burned
worked
out.
up. I forgot all, but no. They could have banned him. He would have got the 3-season ban. I guess Horde didn't feel like it. Maybe he doesn't want to call up a training camp dude. Though I don't like this is going to sound rude. I don't see how that would make Bakersfield worse because you're already at the bottom of the barrel. So I mean, like at that point, you should probably just take your chances, ban somebody who won't play. Because if Horty didn't want to play, if Silveri didn't want to play there, what are the odds he's going to want to play somewhere else if they have a bad week? You know what I'm saying? So
Bakersfield's got bigger, larger locker room issues. One of my buddies was on that team for a whole week, played 3 games with them, and he got blamed solely for their losses. And they ended up trading him right away. And
Did
then
it
he
solve
got
the problem?
given some excuse for they traded him for depth. Yet he knows, and after reading what he showed me, it's pretty obvious that they just didn't like the way he played. But from hearing his explanation, that there are much larger issues than just 1 or 2 players. I think it's a locker room thing, and but I still think as a player, you signed up, you know that it's possible you're going to get on a team that gets a little cancerous. You just got to stick it through. I mean, just keep playing and hope you get traded. If not, there's always another season. There's always another day. But don't throw a fit and just give up completely.
and unfortunately, that's LG now. Like you player GMs, if they're in a playoff spot or they're in a hunt, they don't want to ban somebody and lose that spot. Especially because CHL contracts are incredibly stupid. Like some of them, I'm looking at them and I'm like, why would you spend that much on this guy? Like and unfortunately that gives players way too much power. And in regards to trade requests, yes, teams don't have to trade that person if they put in an official request until trade deadline. So,
or they just get waived, right?
Or they automatically go to waivers. And in which case you've lost that person anyway. Stop being an idiot.
This topic really kind of gives me an idea for a future show, an all shitter show where you take like the 4 bottom teams, get the manager on the show, and just ask them what the fuck is going on. I think that's a great show right there. That's some great insight.
That's a great show.
It's more of a drama.
Oh man, viewers.
The viewers. Think of the viewers. Yeah. So I also think LG's ban system is stupid. For the CHL, if somebody doesn't answer you in 72 hours, you can ban them. And those kids don't even know how to get on the site. Where in the AHL, you could fucking miss 2 weeks and be okay. That just makes no sense to me. That's fucking just stupid.
Is that actually a thing in the city? 72 hours?
That's 72 hours. If they give you a notification on LG, you have 72 hours to answer it. If you don't, you get banned.
I should probably know that because I was staff, but I don't.
That's why a bunch of draft picks are getting banned in CHL. It's just so stupid. Like, that was removed from the AHL because people like Crass and me were using it to roster dump and grab, like, the stupid NHL talent and random assignments, and now the CHLers are doing the same thing. It's like, why would you not just get rid of it completely? So I just think the banning system's stupid. Like, if anything, the AHL roster players should hold to that 72 hours, but that's just me.
That's a whole other show.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic for next time.
I think we could really,
It's just a dumb system.
Flesh that
go
one
over
out.
the LG system.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to end it right there, boys. Thank you very much for being on the show. A couple of you last-minute replacements. I think Risto's the only original panel member for this week. Everybody else had issues. So thank you guys for jumping in, helping out, and getting it done. Until next week, I thank you, Mackie. Thank you, Andrews24. I thank you, JC Enterprise. And thank you, Risto. Good luck this week, guys. And hopefully we'll see you again on a future show.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Have a great week, everybody.